Hi guys, and welcome to a video. As the video before this, I will say I do mention I really struggled with my reading for the month of June due to excessive back pain. And I go into that in a little bit more detail as far as what I actually did read for the month of June. And I explain why I will not be taking a punishment for not completing my June TBR. And I will not be taking a punishment for not completing my July TBR. I anticipate that will be the case. I just don't know if it's going to be just for the month of July and then back to taking punishments after August. So basically starting in September. It's just going to depend on some surgical stuff for my back. So I go into more detail. If you want more information, check out the previous video about like reading and life update, I think is what I'm going to call it. So without further ado, let's go ahead. I'm still going to do 5 rolls. I'm still going to create a TBR because I feel more like reading than I did in the month of June. But I still struggle because sometimes the back pain is just so bad I can't focus and retain what I read. My 2 priorities are going to be the next 2 books, Voyage of the Dawn Treader and The Silver Chair. So those 2 books in the Chronicles of Narnia by publication order. I'm reading this with Amy from AStar Reads. I will link Amy's channel in the description box. So that's those are my 2 priorities, but I know they're going to be short and they'll be fairly easy reads because they're middle grade and they're so short. So those are my priorities. I'll try to get those onto the TBR, but if I don't, I'm not going to stress too much. I'll still prioritize those. The other 2 priorities are going to be the ebook I'm reading. I have about probably like 50 pages left. It's a Trullan Bay. It's the first one, My Kind of You. It's a romance. So far it's clean. There's a lot of lusting, but nothing sexually graphic so far. So, and I'm almost done with this book. So I hope to finish this one. And then I started The Poppy War in June. I'm going to roll it over and continue to read it. I have thoroughly enjoyed what I have read in The Poppy War so far. And I just haven't picked it up because I haven't wanted to diminish my enjoyment of this book in any way. So it's been a bit. I do remember what I have read. I do remember some key points, but I do hope to continue and hopefully finish this book in July. So those are overall the priorities, but I'm not going to worry about getting the ebook and the Poppy War on my... I mean, if I can get the Poppy War on my July TBR, I will, but where I only have 50 pages of my ebook left, I'm not going to worry about that. And then I'll try to get the 2 Chronicles of Narnia. So I'm just going to roll 1 dice because I'm in a slump, just kind of move forward slowly for my Catwalk TBR game. And I'll try to get definitely the Voyage of the Dawn Treader and then the Silver Chair on the TBR, as well as maybe possibly the Poppy War, but I'm not going to stress too much about it if I can't get it to fit a prompt. I'll just try to finish it for July, but I'm not going to overly stress myself because of the slump, pain-induced slump I've been in. It is very unpredictable for the next, I don't know how long until this can get resolved. And it is a surgery I'm going to have on my back. Not too invasive, so that's good. But until that happens, there's a bunch of steps that have to happen before the insurance will approve it and give the go-ahead. Again, more information is about that in the previous video, the life and reading update. So if you want a little bit more information and understanding, I do go into depth about that as well as any other books that I have read. I kind of give just a very brief wrap up because I just don't have the energy to do a full individual wrap up for any of those books at this particular time. Hopefully I will for books that I complete in July. But not only will time tell, but also will back pain tell if I can do that or not. So the amount of videos I put out may be greatly reduced for the next couple of months while I try to get through this episode in my life or this season in my life where I'm just dealing with this back pain. So that's enough right now. Let's go ahead and I will move over to the board game that I've created, the Catwalk TBR, and we will just go ahead and start with the rolls. Okay, so where I'm not doing a punishment, we're just going to go ahead and get the dice roller up. Like I said, I'm only going to roll 1 dice. So let me get this down to 1 dice. Okay. All right, so roll number 1 for prompt number 1 is a 1. And as you can see right now, I'm on the paw print and I have to go up this way, so we're already off to a great start where it's YouTube, and it is to select 3 prompts. Okay, so for the YouTube prompt, that means I have to pull a YouTube channel that has a TBR game out of this jar, and then I'm going to pick 3 prompts that that booktuber comes up with for their game. So I just get to pick, if they do 5 prompts, I get to pick any 3 that I want, and then pick the books based on those prompts and go from there. So let's see who that's going to be. I'm going to go kind of in the bottom here. Okay. Got a couple attached. Is this just one? Yes, it is. Okay. This one is... So Asha, I think is the name, but she has a... I believe she's going to school to be a doctor, or she's now finished school or something like that, or a part of school, but she has, the channel is Reading with Toby, and she does a Zodiac wheel of TBR. So I'll link the most recent TBR video that she has done. I'll link that along with her channel in the description box. So I'm going to go and find 3 prompts that she has done. The most recent TBR video is from June. She ended up spinning 5 times, and I selected 3 of those rolls. So the first one she got, she has like each signs of the zodiac on a wheel, and she spins the wheel, and each sign of the zodiac has prompts that fit typical characteristics of each of the signs of the zodiac. So the first one she got was Leo, and the prompt for that is to read something that will warm your heart. For this one, I'm going with Along for the Ride by Sarah Dessen. And the reason that I am saying this, I don't know if this is going to warm my heart for sure, but several of the books that I have read by Sarah Dessen has warmed my heart. These are YA, growing into yourself, and they typically do warm my heart. So I really enjoy Sarah Dessen's writing. And Sarah Dessen generally does warm my heart. So I'm going with that just because of previous experiences that I have had. The only synopsis on the back says, nights have always been Auden's time. Her chant, Auden, I could be saying that way wrong, but her chance to escape everything that's gone on around her. Then she meets Eli, a fellow insomniac, and he becomes her nocturnal guide. Now, with an endless supply of summer nights between them, almost anything can happen. So I imagine it'll warm my heart. So I'm taking it. So, yeah. Okay. The next prompt that I'm going with that she spun was Cancer, which was to read a classic. For that, I'm going to go ahead and stick on Voyage of the Dawn Treader, because C.S. Lewis and the Chronicles of Narnia series is considered classic. And it's a middle grade, so hopefully I'll go through it fairly quickly. And this will be my first one to try and read probably. So Voyage of the Dawn Treader by C.S. Lewis. I'm going to keep holding this one up because this also goes for the next prompt, which is Gemini, which is to read any book. So for that one, I went ahead and stuck on the next book in the Chronicles of Narnia series, which is The Silver Chair. Don't know what either of those ones about, other than that they are the next in the publication order of the Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. So any book, The Silver Chair, and then the previous one, like I said, was to read a classic, so Voyage of the Dawn Treader. So, okay, roll number 2 for the first official prompt, hopefully. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're moving on to level 3. So level 2 ended with number 4. This is the start, which means this is also number 5 off of that roll, which is a paw print. Okay, so random number generator, I'm changing the max number to 3 because the paw print is for a random generator, and so I will generate a number to pick which generator. So we'll generate 2. Okay. So that is random generator. That's going to be this one, which is the random color generator. So I'll need to find a book that has the random color, and let's generate a color. So kind of a seafoam green, teal, blue type of a book. I'm going to go with Ghost Squad for this particular one because the bike that this character is on pretty matches that color pretty well. So I'm going with this one. It's a middle grade. It'll be hopefully short and sweet and quick. And this is by Claribel A. Ortega. It says, for Lucky Luna, ghosts are more than just the family business. Shortly before Halloween, Lucy and her best friend, Sid, cast a spell that accidentally awakens malicious spirits, wreaking havoc throughout their hometown of St. Augustine, Florida. Together they must join forces with Sid's witch grandmother, Babette, and her tubby tabby, Chunk, to fight the haunting head-on and reverse the curse to save the town and Lucy's firefly spirits before it's too late. So it says Coco meets strange things with a hint of Ghostbusters in this action-packed supernatural adventure. So I think I'll really enjoy this. So yeah, so this is my first choice. Okay, so roll number 3, which will get us our second official TBR prompt. 4. So right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Paw print. So another random generator. Okay, so let's go back to random number and we'll get a new one. So as you can see right now it's on 2. And we're on 3, which puts the next, we pull up the one at this one, which is random picture generator. So let's let this load. Okay, and we'll generate what picture I have to base the book off of. So like a fight or something with gloves or boxing gloves. Okay, so for this prompt, with the random picture being boxing gloves, I think of fighting. I know I do not have a book that has boxing as the main plot point or plot line, so I'm gonna go with just some kind of fighting element. I am going to try to stick a Clockwork Orange back on this. It says, and this is by Anthony Burgess. It says, in this author's influential nightmare vision of the future, criminals take over after dark. Teen gang leader Alex narrates in fantastically inventive slang that echoes the violent intensity of youth rebelling against society. So there's your fighting. So fighting to stay alive, rebelling against society. It says dazzling and transgressive. This is a frightening fable about good and evil and the meaning of human freedom. So figuratively or literally there's fighting. So fighting to stay alive, fighting against evil, good versus evil, fighting. So there you go. There's the fighting element. Okay, so let's go back to the dice roller and let's get the number for the next prompt. 3. Oops. So 1, 2, 3, litter box. So a book that has an ugly cover. For litter box, so a book with an ugly cover, I don't particularly care for the cover of this. Nixia, it's very shiny. It's just not my favorite cover. It does have some raised elements, so it also has some textural design on it. I got this from a book box. I don't know. So there's a bookmark that came with it. This is by Scott Rennington. Oh, I got this from LitJoy. It came with the signed book plate. This one says, Emmett Atwater agrees to leave Earth behind when Babel Communications offers him a fortune. The catch? He has to launch into a deep space to get it. One of 10 selected recruits, Emmett boards the company's spaceship and sets course for a planet that Babel has kept. Could be Babel, but I don't know, Babel or Babel, whatever it is. Anyway, I'm going to say Babel for right now. Babel has kept hidden from the rest of the world. Before long, Emmett discovers that all of Babel's recruits have at least one thing in common. They are broken. Broken enough that Babel can remold them however it pleases. Every training season is a ruthless competition where friendships are tested and enemies are made. Each recruit must earn the right to travel down to the planet of Eden, where they will mine Nixia, a substance that has quietly become the most valuable material in the universe. But Babel's ship is full of secrets. Secrets about the volatile substance they're hoping to mine, about the reclusive humanoids already living on Eden, and about the true intentions for the recruits. Emmett will face the ultimate choice: win the fortune at any cost, or find a way to fight that won't forever compromise what it means to be human. It's just a plain cover. So yeah, and I've got a letter from the author. So this is from LitJoy. I am tempted to subscribe to LitJoy. We'll see if I like it. I may do that. I have enjoyed what I've received in LitJoy, although I haven't read any of the books that I've received in them when I used to subscribe, which was a couple of years ago. Does this even have a date on it? I don't think it does, so I don't even know what box I received, what month, or anything like that. But yeah, so Nixia. So this will be good. I know I have struggled. I think I've DNF'd like 2 or 3 books from Owlcrate, so I don't think Owlcrate chooses the books that are my taste. LitJoy, it sounds like it actually may be more along my tastes. I would like to subscribe to LitJoy again if I like their books. So I'll read this and we'll see. Okay, let's figure out number 4. 3. 1, 2, 3 paw print. Okay. Random number generator. 1, which is going to be random word generator. Let that load and generate lesson. So something about a lesson. So for prompt number 4, it was a paw print, which was a random generator. We ended up with a random word, which was lesson. So for this one, I'm going to go with Cat and Meg Conquer the World by Anna Priamaza. This was also a book box, the signed book plate. I do not know if it was Owlcrate or LitJoy, but I do know it was in one of them. No idea which one. So Cat and Meg Conquer the World. As far as lesson, Cat and Meg are in school. So it says, Cat's anxiety makes it hard for her to talk to new people. The only place she feels safe is in front of her computer playing her favorite video game. Meg hates being alone, but her ADHD keeps pushing people away. Friends, her boyfriend, even the stepfather who raised her. But when the two girls are thrown together for a year-long science project, they discover they do have one thing in common: their obsession with the online gaming star Lumberg Legs and his hilarious videos. So a science project, school, you're learning, this will fit. Okay. It also says Meg's pretty sure that this is fate. Kat doesn't know how to deal with someone who talks faster than she thinks, but if they can stick together and stay out of their heads, they might figure out how to help each other and build the kind of friendship Kat never knew she wanted and Meg never believed she'd find. So, lessons, you're learning lessons, it's school, you learn things from friends, and you learn things from life, and you grow. So, there you go, lesson. That'll work. Okay, now let's move on to the final roll, hopefully. 2. Okay, 1, 2, another paw prints, another random generator. So we were on a 1, and now we're on the 3, which again, so number 3 is the random picture. So we were on boxing gloves, and let's get a new one. Okay, so something like work, thinking, thoughts, hypothesis, something like that, because it's this picture. Yeah, anyway, there you go. So that teamwork thinking is what it's called, but yeah, so I'll do something with school or work or something like that. Okay, for the 5th official prompt, I landed on another paw print, which was we ended up getting a random picture, which was those two people kind of thinking. Their heads were light bulbs, and it was like teamwork type of a thing. So I am when I was looking at that, they looked like adult specimens with light bulb heads, and maybe in the workforce. So I'm going with this particular book because the cover kind of makes me think kind of office-y maybe, and that's Manic Monday by Melissa Storm. This is the third book in the, what is the name of the series? I can't remember the name of the series. Oh, the Sunday Potluck Club series. So this follows a group of friends. They meet. The one thing they have in common is that someone in their family, someone that they know that's close to them, has cancer. So they've grown to be friends through that stressful ordeal and death of people that have cancer, and are just really good friends. You can read each book individually, but I recommend not doing so. I do recommend reading them in publication order. First one being the Sunday Potluck Club, the second being Wednesday Walks and Wags, and this is the third one, Manic Monday Incorporated. I love the cats on here, but I was also thinking like with this cork board, and with teamwork, friends can have teamwork. So this one, it says, is following the friend Nicole Peterson. It says, increasingly believes in rituals, routines, and checklists, especially after almost losing her father to cancer 2 years ago. Now she lives in constant fear of saying the wrong thing, knowing any conversation could be their last. She met her best friends and their cherished canine companions at the hospital right before they each lost a parent. As the only member of the Sunday Potluck Club with a surviving loved one, she has a hard time opening up to her friends about the struggles that come with remission. When a new doctor diagnoses Nicole with obsessive-compulsive disorder, she refuses to accept it. Then a series of unexpected events further throws her carefully secluded life off kilter and her anxieties to overdrive. It seems the only person she can confide in is her best friend's older brother, Caleb, her polar opposite. A free spirit, Caleb treasures spontaneity, avoiding structure as much as possible, yet he's the happiest person Nicole has ever met. As they grow closer, might their unlikely alliance help Nicole rediscover the more relaxed self she can scarcely remember, and even find something extra special along the way. These are little romances. These are clean romances. I love the writing that Melissa Storm has, so once I read this, I will definitely look into her other books. Looks like she did a book where she wrote with Fern Michaels. I don't know. Or Donna Kaufman under Fern Michaels, Home Sweet Home. I'll have to look into that. But I really like these. The first one, you're following one friend, and then the second book, you're following immediately the events of the first book, but from a different friend's perspective. So I imagine this one's going to follow the immediate events of the second book, but obviously this one's from Nicole's perspective, who is a third friend in this group. I don't know if there's going to be a fourth one, because I believe, if I remember correctly, there's 4 friends in this group. So I would personally love to have a fourth book, but we'll see. I haven't heard anything, but I also haven't looked into that for a while. But Manic Monday Incorporated, yeah, so I'm going to do this one because you have teamwork with friends and teamwork with doctors, and if this has stuff where she's at work, which the other 2 books did as well, there is that work element as well. So I think this will work. These are the books I hope to get to. So again, just 2 of the books, because this is a bind up of the whole Chronicles of Narnia series. So a total of 8 books. Again, I also hope to get to Poppy War and finish that series, and then also finish the ebook that I was reading, Trillum Bay, Your Type of Me, or something like that. I've got like 50 pages on that, I think. So I've got plenty to get through, but most of these are YA. I think I only have 2 adult, because A Clockwork Orange I think is adult. Manic Monday Incorporated I know is adult, but the others are all either middle grade or YA, so hopefully I'll be able to get through them and hopefully understand them. And hopefully these will get me back into reading. And I'm actually really excited for Ghost Squad. I think that's the one I'm most excited for out of all of these. Well, no, because I also am really excited for Manic Monday. I don't know. Anyway, so that'll be it for the July Catwalk TBR. Again, if I don't finish these, because I have been in a slump due to the back pain, I don't know how much I'm going to want to read. I'm still kind of on the fence with wanting to read and not wanting to read. So we'll see what I can get to, and hopefully what I do get to, I enjoy. I hope to get to all of them, but I'm not going to hold myself to any high standards or anything like that. And I'm not going to punish myself if I don't get to all of them, just because I have no idea how the next couple of months are going to go with any of my back pain issues. So that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you're most excited to read for the month of July. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I'll talk to you later.